We should always give credit where credit is due, but thanks to the Biden administration, my student dues are no longer due. Hello, I'm High Heel Knight. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be very different from what I normally present. I just have a lot of great news to share, and let me be clear, I'm going to say a lot of nice things about the Biden administration, but I am not a Democrat. I grew up in a household where one parent is Republican, another parent is Democrat. So from day one, I've always learned to appreciate as many perspectives of the political spectrum as possible. And in my personal history, I was Republican for a while because certain family members that were Republican were running for certain offices. You had to be Republican to vote. So I was Republican, so I could help them get into office potentially. And then later on, there were some Democratic issues that I wanted to vote on, so you had to be a Democrat. So I switched to Democrat so I could vote on those issues. And now I think I'm technically still a Democrat because I just never bothered to switch back to independent. But while I'll be praising the Biden administration, I am not endorsing the Biden administration. But I gotta share this great news. I got a letter last week. This is a copy of the letter because I wanted to black out my personal info. And let me read this to you. Congratulations, the Biden-Harris administration has forgiven your student loans listed below with Mohela in full. In full. This debt relief was proposed as part of the Biden and Harris administration's one-time account adjustment because the student loans have been in repayment for the last 20 to 25 years. An adjustment to your account updated the number of payments that qualify towards income-driven repayment IDR forgiveness. This forgiveness is effective as of 08/31/2018. Basically,
oh, goodbye student loan payments.
I no longer owe any college debt. And I checked this because it said it says on here that it goes into effect on August 31st. So I checked on August 31st to see, and yep. And then I checked on September 1st to make sure something didn't come along and say, hold up, wait a minute. Because even though it says in full, there are a lot of times, you got to look at a fine print and something's not totally in full. Like Firestone Complete Auto Care. I like their service, but this one woman's like, well, I want this done. I don't need my windows done. I was like, we don't do that. You got to take it to a body shop. Well, it's not really complete auto care if I got to go to the body shop. So I want to make sure in full meant in full before I, spread the good news, or like I said, someone comes along and says, aha, aha. And even when I was trying to get this relief, it said, well, if you make this certain amount of income for this certain years, you might get this much, and you get that amount of income, that certain years, you get that much. I figured, okay, even if I got the most amount, then maybe I would still owe some, I don't know, interest or something like that. I don't know. I just wanted some help, okay? And thank goodness my father is very familiar with the government and very familiar with lots of programs within the government, and I was able to make adjustments over these now decades of trying to get this thing handled. And I've had work. I mean, I've worked, but, I never had that real solid, decent paying job where I can, really set a foundation for my life. And this debt has just been following me and following. I even went to a trade school afterwards, after college, and eventually I paid that off. Thank you to my extended family helping me with that. Those members of the Sims family are no longer with me. They passed away long ago. But still, they helped me with that. But still, with this college debt, this college just does not seem to want to ever go away. The one good thing about the pandemic was that it put a freeze on the college loan repayments. So as far as I know, just about everybody, if you had some type of college loan debts, they were freezed. At least mine were. I mean, I don't know about everybody, but definitely mine were. So for those 2 years, even though my account was already in some type of special process, I did not have to pay if I didn't want to. So I just paid as much as I can and when I could. And with September 2023, that's when the payments would start going back again. So I was like, okay, I definitely need to find something to start paying those things back. Worried about it. and I'm worried and I'm worried. But then I get this letter. I'm like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. It is such a relief, not just financially, just emotionally a relief. And hopefully this also will, improve my credit. This will hopefully help me when I am ready to, be a grown up, even though I'm in my mid-40s. It's like, when I finally land that, solid career that can, put a proper foundation on my life, that I don't have this crazy nonsense still following me. I'm just so happy. So thank you, President Biden. Thank you, Vice President Harris. Thank you, everyone that was involved all the way before they even got into office, because someone had to bring this to attention to the politicians, saying like, look, the debt is out of hand. It's just crazy. People are trying to, pay these off year after year after year. In my case, decade after decade. And it's just following us. We just need some help or some relief. And like I said, I didn't expect to get full relief. I was just happy for anything. I would have been happy with $5 at that point. Anything a little bit helps. I was just like, how I'm going to handle this? How I'm going to handle this? And then the pandemic came along, and I pushed off and pushed off and pushed off. And then the administration said, okay, we're going to do our best to get this relief done, and things are going well. And then the Republican side said, nah, fam, you ain't doing that. We're going to block it. We're going to block it. Then I had to go to courts and block and courts and block. And then it was finally like struck down or something like that. So the Biden administration said, okay, we're going to pivot and we're going to try a different way. Maybe 5 to 7 days, maybe like a week before I got this letter, I signed up for their pivot plan. I think it's called SAVE, Save Plan, whatever. I applied to that. I almost didn't even open this letter, to be honest, because I figured it was very thin. It came in a very thin, slim letter. So I figured it was just a reminder that, hey, your payments have to start up again in September. So I almost didn't even open it. I'm very glad I did open it. So I don't know how it happened, all the blocking and the courts and the denials and the changes, but oh my goodness. I am so happy. So to President Biden, to Vice President Harris, to all the secretaries involved, to all the people that were behind this, to the banks that were behind this, and the people that voted on it, and the parents and the grandparents and all the millions and millions of folks like me that are under this crazy debt are pressuring the politicians to do something to help us out. Everyone involved, just thank you all. If you could consider yourself amongst that number that led to me getting this relief, thank you. Thank you.
No, you're welcome.
My future feels so much better now. I have so much more enthusiasm. I have hope. So all you all, thank you. Again, it's not an endorsement of the Biden administration. They've done some things that I don't agree with, but still, I want to acknowledge them. So thank you to the Biden administration. Thank you to everyone involved, from the grassroots levels to the secretary levels to the business levels to the running back and forth trying to get this done. Definitely thank you to my family for dealing with me for all these years. Thank you to my dad to pointing me in the right direction of processes to get certain reliefs or changes or adjustments and all that kind of stuff. Thank you to everybody, because I really needed this. So thank you to all of you.
Yes!
And thank you for watching. That's all I got. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, or dislike, share, subscribe. I'm High Heel Knight. Find inspiration everywhere.